Alright folks, so suppose you're given a problem in which you have to swap two variables without using a third variable. So you have to just use these two variables, okay? So let's say we have a variable x and a variable y, okay? So let's say x contains a value a and y contains a value b, okay? So the end goal essentially is to make this assignment: x containing b and y containing a, okay? So a lot of you, if you're using C++, you might say, okay, this is easy without using a third variable, just by using the swap function, which is in algorithm.h. So if I write here swap a comma b, if I run this, okay, so let's build this and run this just to show you, it is going to work perfectly. And we have used only two integer declarations. We have not declared a third variable, so we just have two. So if I run this, so let's say a is 1, 2, 3 and b is 3 to 1. As you can see, it's going to work perfectly. It's going to make the swapping perfectly without us declaring a third integer. Okay, but if I don't allow this function to work, so if I say I want you to do the swapping without using this function and also not using a third variable, okay? So how to do this is you're going to use math, okay? So let's go ahead and see how we're going to do this, okay? So in the beginning you have x equals a and y equals b, okay? So first of all, what we need to do here is to place one variable in the other, one value in the other variable, okay? So we want to take this a and put this in this y in a way that we can distinguish the two values afterwards, okay? So one way to do this is to do this. Go ahead and do this calculation here. So for the command, I'm going to use green, okay? So we're going to say y, okay, equals to, so we want to distinguish the two. So the way to distinguish it is using a different sign in the beginning. So we want one to be positive and one to be negative. So if we say y equals to x minus y, for example, okay, so this will give us this: y equals to a, which it was before, okay, a minus b, and and x remains unchanged, okay? Now, how can we use this to put b in x, okay? So now what we want to do is, since we have the information we need for a stored in y, we put it here with this function here, so with this command here, okay? What we want to do now is to use x to store b, okay? So that's the next step. So how to do this is, the next calculation is, you can do this with easy math. So how would you use a minus b and a to take b? So the answer is simple. You just say x equals to this value here. So x equals to this value here as it is. So x, okay, minus y, okay. So if I do this, what I'm going to do essentially is this. So x equals to a, which it was initially, the value x, minus y, which is this value here. So minus a minus b, okay, which will give us this: x equals to a minus a plus b, which will give us that x equals b, okay? These two are the same values with different signs, so they equal to 0. So x equals to b and y equals to a minus b. Still, we did not change y. Y is still the same. So we need one more calculation to just let y contain only a. We need y to contain a. So we have accomplished our goal with x. So as you can see here, we have accomplished our goal to take b inside x, and the remaining thing we have to do is to just remove this b from y, which is very simple. As you can see, you just say y equals to y, okay, plus x. And this will make y equals to a minus b plus b actually. So these two are the same values with different sign again. So y equals to a and x is equal to b still. It's the same, okay? It doesn't change. So we have achieved what we wanted with y as well. And we have the end result, okay? So these three are the three commands you have to use to make this swapping. There are of course a lot of other different variations you can use of these commands, like you can play with math and you're going to extract this. But essentially you need just three commands. The first one is to have one of the two values stored in just one variable. So that's what we did here. We put both values in one variable so that we can keep the information. Afterwards, you just take one of the values and you put it in the first variable. So you make the first swapping, okay, with this command here. And afterwards, you go to you just need to remove the extra information that y contains. And you just do this by removing the information that you don't care about, which you have already stored in the other variable, okay? So it's simple math, okay? And this is the solution. So if we go and implement this in C++, let's go ahead and do this. So we have named this A and B. So let's say A equals, so B. So assume that B is Y and A is X in our case, okay? So B equals to A minus B, okay? A equals to A minus B again, okay? And B equals to B plus A. So you just copy the same formula, so the same commands, okay? And if you run this, if you build this and run this, you will see that the swapping is done. And since we proved this with using math, okay, this is going to work even for negative numbers. So let's use negative numbers this time. So as you can see, the swapping is done perfectly. Let's use positive numbers. Again, the swapping is done perfectly. Let's say that both numbers are negative. So minus 10, minus 10,000. So as you can see, sorry, 100,000. So as you can see, the swapping works again perfectly. So that's pretty much the solution, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. Leave it a like if you did, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.